Hello cricket fans, the World Test Championship is, well, it's alive, it's well, but if you've got day 4 tickets, I suggest you possibly go and see if you can get your money back, because there is no way that Australia and South Africa are getting through to a 4th day at Lord's. It has been, well, it's been a bowler's test, hasn't it? Which I don't know whether that's much of a surprise, with the fact that everybody has just been playing white ball cricket for the last 3 months and nobody's come in and been able to apply themselves. And bowlers are good bowlers. Regardless of what they've been up to, they've been able to run in, nip the ball around again and find some good areas, land it in good places, find the outside edge, challenge the front pad and all that other good stuff that good fast bowlers and spin bowlers do. Well, mostly fast bowlers, let's be honest. There has been some spin, but it's been mostly pointless. I think MattCarver and MattCarver got poles in the first innings for Australia, but other than that, not much else has happened. But if you haven't been watching, the state of the play or the state of the game is, after 2 days, yep, just 2 days, Australia are at the end of their second innings. They're 144 for 8. They lead South Africa by 218. So it was 212 all out in the first innings on day 1. South Africa then kind of collapsed really to 138. And then Australia have done their best South Africa impression and collapsed to 144 for 8 as well. But if we get right the way back to the start of the day, then we'll start talking about who you think is going to win from here and what still is going to happen. I still genuinely think Australia are in the box seat, but I think people are saying that South Africa are in front. But I don't necessarily know whether they're looking at that as the whole picture. Anyway, it was about 40 odd for 4 at the start of day 2 it was. And Temba Bavuma, the captain, with David Bedingham. Temba Bavuma, now again, similar to what I said about yesterday with Rabada and Janssen, we don't get to see as much of these guys as what maybe we'd all like to. And the last time I remember Temba Bavuma batting, and I think he said in that pre-match stuff with Pat Cummins, the last time he'd played cricket in England was like 2018 or 19 or something, because he was injured in the 22 series, I think. Last time I remember seeing him play, he was, well, I'll be polite and say not as good as what he is now, but he made 36 from 84. There was a massive dig-in situation at the end of day 1, and he did it brilliantly. And he looked like $1 million for 36. And at the time that he was going with David Bedingham and building that partnership, they got through to lunch. I think they'd lost 1 wicket by lunch on day 2. You thought South Africa were on fire. You thought they were just going to cruise past this Australian first innings score. Day 2's always the best time to bat at Lord's, as you'd expect, or what you'd think, or what you'd know anyway. But none of these blokes have really been playing any red ball cricket, so it must be a contributing factor. Anyway, they'd lost 1 wicket, they'd got nearly 100 odd runs by lunchtime, and they were looking pretty good. I don't know what Pat Cummins had for lunch, but whatever was in those kind of prawn sandwiches or whatever, what do you reckon was on the menu today at Lord's? I bet it was good. Whatever it was, I bet it was stunning. And Pat Cummins had plenty of it, didn't he? He finished the innings with 6 for 28 from 18.1 overs. That is mental. His career stats are wild anyway. He's just gone past 300 test poles, which not many people get to do that. He joins a really elite club at doing it. It's the first time a captain has taken 6 wickets at Lord's since Bob Willis. Bob Willis's 6 came for about 100 runs. Pat Cummins has come for 28. His career economy is less than 3. This is 1.5. And he's picked up the wickets of, let me run through it, Vian Mulder for 6. Temba Bavuma, the big wicket. David Bedingham, the big wicket on 45. Carl Verreynne, 13. Marco Janssen without scoring. Kagiso Rabada right at the end as well. The guy is unbelievably good. There was a little bit of controversy in that innings. There was, well, I don't know, quite funny actually when Carl Verreynne just run straight into the back of Pat Cummins and they collided, and then he was still out anyway because he'd missed a straight one. So unlucky Carl Verreynne. Marco Janssen, when he went for without scoring, that felt huge, didn't it? Because they weren't that far behind. I think the deficit was about 40 odd runs. Was it 40 runs? More than that, wasn't it? 60 runs. 60 run deficit. But when Janssen walked out, and with the prowess that he's got with bat in hand, you thought, okay, South Africa could still get pretty close. went without scoring off 3 balls, caught and bowled by Pat Cummins. He rocked Kagiso Rabada, pinned him in the shoulder, pinned him in the grill, and then bowled another bumper, which was a great catch by Bo Webster to dismiss him down at deep square leg on a catch that he didn't really see until it kind of popped over the top of the stands and then kind of made a beeline for it. But it was a really cool camera angle. If you haven't seen it, it's really good because you can see the fact that he hasn't picked it up because it's come straight through the crowd until it like just passes the top of the stands and you suddenly go, oh, there's a cricket ball. I better try and catch it. But he's phenomenally good, isn't he? Absolutely amazing, Pat Cummins. And it really pains me to say it as an Englishman, and I really do feel as though the Ashes are probably going to be quite a struggle with the likes of Cummins, Hazlewood and Stark and Lyon, because he's good as well, isn't he? Great catch by Marnus Labuschagne to get rid of Temba Bavuma. That was probably the highlight, actually, that catch by Marnus. At that point, it felt like it needed something special to break the partnership. Partnerships haven't been big in this game. That one was worth 64. A 64-run partnership, and it felt like 200. It was an incredible catch by Marnus to dismiss Temba Bavuma, and they ended up all out for 138. Now, I'm curious as to know what you think about those tactics from South Africa. There was dig-in cricket, wasn't there? 6 off 44 for Vian Mulder. I did wonder whether that 6 off 44 was a case of, okay, well, they're going to come back for day 2. The ball's old. He's seen the shine off it. He's done a really good job there. And South Africa are going to cash in. And it kind of felt like it was going that way, didn't it? 36 off 84, 45 off 111 for Temba Bavuma and David Beddingham, 13 off 39 for Carl Verreynne as well. Australia just did not let off at all in that innings. So it was 2 for Stark, 1 for Hazlewood, 6 for Cummins, none for Lyon, none for Webster. Then Australia had to bat again. And I don't think we were expecting 144 for 8 at the end of the day's play. And as well with a drop catch in the final over off Marco Janssen to who was it? Lyon, I think, wasn't it? Right at the end. I was listening to it in the car on the radio because I've driven up to Northampton, so I haven't actually watched the evening session. But they've just fallen in stages. Rabada, again, 3 wickets for 44. The guy is phenomenally good. He, brilliant. Yes, okay, fine. He might not be quite as good as Bumrah. Bumrah might be the first bowler that I pick as a seamer in a World 11 right now, but I dare say Kagiso Rabada and Pat Cummins would be in that same 11. 4 seam bowlers, brilliant. And Lungi Ngidi, where did that come from? He looked like he hadn't played cricket for a while in the first innings. 8 overs, none for 45. Went at 5.6 an over when Australia got all out for 212. Turns up today, day 2, obviously not a huge deal of difference between the two, 3 for 35 from 9 overs. A 9-over spell as well for Lungi Ngidi. I've never really thought he was all that good, if I'm completely frank with you. But obviously he is very, very talented and will certainly be entitled to have a great day out, which is exactly what he's had. Anyway, there we go. That's what's happened. 218 run lead for Australia. 2 wickets left. It's Stark, it's Lyon, then it's Hazlewood. So Stark could add a few. You don't expect much from Lyon. You don't expect much from Hazlewood. So potentially 250 lead, maybe somewhere around that. And then South Africa will have, the best part of 3 days to go and chase down 250. There's 2 schools of thought here. One, I don't think Australia bowled that much worse than what they did in that first innings. They are a phenomenal unit. They know what they're doing. I think batting is South Africa's weakest suit with the squad that they've got available. I think that's where I'm swaying towards Australia still. But South Africa have time. They don't need to do anything. They don't need to go crazy. They can just knock it off. But they need to look to score. They can't dig in again. They cannot absorb pressure from these trio of seam bowlers because they do not give you opportunities to do so. So if South Africa, if you're going to go and make a statement, you're going to go and win this, you need to be more proactive on day 3. You need to go out there and score. And run chases do funny things. They do funny things to all sorts. It's not going to be a big run chase. That is almost guaranteed. It's not going to be a big run chase. Can they find a partnership? That's what they need. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you think day 3 is going to go. And we'll see you for another video where I think we'll be reviewing the World Test Championship final and figuring out who's done what.